Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So I want to share with y'all really quickly what I'm about to do. And I promise y'all this time I'm not going to be long for the simple fact daylight savings times has ended and it gets dark quick. And so Monday night and Tuesday night, we are going to get down to 30 degrees. And then Tuesday night, I think it's down to 26. So we're in Georgia zone 8A. And this is why I really tell y'all that it's so important to know your first fall frost, your last spring frost, and your growing zone. But here's the thing, it's going to warm back up. So we're about mid-November. It's going to warm back up, but I want to protect some of my frost sensitive tropical plants. And then I'll share with you why I'm not really concerned with the greens. But I'm going to do this a couple of ways. So this is our workshop over here. The first part of the workshop is where you can pull your cars in, and the back part is heated, where I think the old owners, they had like a knife shop in the back. So it's a nice table, but y'all, this is Chris' workshop, but my stuff is in it. And I feel bad all the time, but I'm doing the best I can. Like, I'm really trying to clear things out. And I know that it's been over 2 years, but don't judge me. But last year I did the same thing, but let me share with you what I did. I pulled them in the first part over here, and I covered them with a frost blanket. I didn't put the heat on, but I covered them with a frost blanket. But during the day, since we have the windows and the light shines in, I would go and I would take like the frost blanket off. But here's the thing, like I said, this is only a couple of days and then we're going to warm back up. But I want to put them up because I don't want to lose them, because I did lose a few plants last season or last year. And what I will share with you is some of the plants that we're going to pull in. I'm not going to show y'all all of them because I'm probably going to have to take like my wagon and just put them in there and pull them in. Some of these plants that's in the raised beds I'm not really concerned with. Like my collards, this is when I specifically have not been picking my collards, because this, after that frost, this is when they're going to be really sweet. So I'm waiting for the 2 days of frost, and then one day this week we are going to have some collards. And let me just explain to you really quickly why I like fall planted leafy greens better than spring planted leafy greens, although we do both. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to try to get out here if I can and show you like after the frost, because I know some of my lettuces may not make it, especially when it gets down to 26. But the greens, they should be okay. And y'all remember when I set this up, I specifically put these, I think they're called ladder mesh. So I put those on here. Now, why in the world didn't I put them right here? I think because the snapdragons are going to get big. But I specifically, y'all, is that a spider? So I specifically put the supports on here when I planted the beds for this very reason. And I do have some of the clamps right here, but not all of them. But this is set up to where if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do this bed, then all I have to do is just flip it over. But your leafy greens get really sweet after that frost, because what the plant does is they're trying to prevent themselves from freezing, and so they will turn the starches into sugars, and that is what makes the leafy greens like sweet. I'm telling y'all, I could tell the difference between fall planted leafy greens and springtime planted winter greens, because they're going to distribute those sugars throughout the plants, and then when you go pick it and you cook it, not only is it going to be tender, really tender, they're going to be super sweet too. Now I am going to check the varieties, because we got about 3 to 4 different varieties growing. So I'm not going to cover this bed. So we still got this round of turnips right here, y'all. Look at this. Look at this right here. So we got these. We're going to harvest these pretty soon anyway. We got beets in here. I'm not concerned with that either. The really thing that I'm concerned with are my lettuces, because I know that some of them may not can take that 26. They may can take the 30, 32, but they may not can take the 26. I'll show y'all that in a minute. So probably tomorrow I'm going to come out here and I'm going to pick a lot of lettuce and wash it and just put it in the refrigerator. So this is how the garden dictates what you're going to have, because we're basically going to be having a lot of lettuce as sides this week. In this bed, our carrots are growing and our nasturtiums. I'm not sure about the nasturtiums. Nasturtiums like cool weather, but I'm not sure about that 26, because although it says the area, it depends on where you're at, and sometimes that can change. So the first night it says 30, but it might be 32 here, maybe 31. But the second night, I'm concerned, but that it's okay, because we do have more leafy greens, and like I said, it is going to warm up again, and so we can just put some leafy greens in there, and we can just keep going. Like I'm not going to be like overly concerned with that. But our onions, y'all know that we grow that through the fall and winter time, so those are okay. Little concern about my calendula here. I have been harvesting some, but not as much as I like. Pansies, snapdragons, dusty millers, those are all tough, cool weather plants. I'm not concerned about those either. It's just really some of the lettuces that we're going to get harvested and pulled. And what I want to share with you is, to be honest, I'm going to look up the variety, because this is my second or third season, maybe third season growing purple broccoli. Since it has not had the broccoli on it and it's still just leaves, I feel a little bit okay with that. If they had the broccoli stalks or the broccoli florets already growing, I would probably cover it. But again, it always depends on the variety. So what I'm going to do is, for my purple broccoli, I will go in here and check in between today and tomorrow if they need to be covered. If they can't withstand like 26-degree temperatures, then I'll come here, because I have some little hoops that I put over here, and I can go ahead and cover those as well. Okay, y'all. So again, today is a beautiful day out here. Like, it is about 70. You would not think that we're about to get ready to drop down to 26 and 30. But I wanted to share with you this bed right here, because the calliers, we grew those in the springtime, but now we're growing them in the fall. So I'm going to check the temperatures for the lows, on how low that this particular variety can get. And again, that was the purpose of me already putting our supports up here, so that it would not take me a long time. I need to harvest some of this deal anyway. And then we have our cabbage over here, right here. And then the lacinato kale, like all of those are fine. But let me share with you, I'm just going to put a list up of what I'm about to get ready to pull inside of the workshop, so that I won't lose some of my plants. Okay, so this is our herb garden. I'm not concerned about the chamomile or the za'atar. Again, we have more of our medicinal calendula growing right here. And I just looked over to the right. I'm going to have to do a quick run. I may do this in just a few minutes. No, I'm going to do it after I put everything in this workshop. I got a little bit more of holy basil to harvest. That is definitely, and that is in the raised beds, and those are definitely frost sensitive. So we're going to harvest that. The parsley, the cilantro, all of those should be fine. And like I said, y'all, when we're getting down to these temperatures over the next couple of days, it's going to be probably for like an hour or two. So I do expect, like I say, a little bit of damage, maybe with the lettuces, but the ones that really cannot tolerate it, we're going to get those pulled up, especially our holy basil, and this is why I grow a lot of the citrus in containers, because we're in a zone now where we can't leave them out. So I just grow them in containers, and then I am able to move them back and forth as needed. Okay, y'all, so make sure you leave a comment. Let me know, what temperatures are you experiencing in your area this week? Have y'all already like truly started to transition into winter with freezing temperatures, or y'all have a little bit more to go? So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye bye.